Hey, good morning, South Park. And good morning to my moms, my dads, and grandmas and granddads that came to open house last night. As I said, I have this YouTube channel, and it has all our notes that are always updated. So this is a Wednesday. I have my kids reviewing their notes, and moms and dads, I wanted to keep my word to you and make sure that you know exactly what we're doing. So this chapter, we're looking at the Pennsylvania Emergency Handbook, and I like starting off the year with this because we can figure out how to do notes electronically. It's something very easy that they can learn, that you can learn, and this is something that the state of Pennsylvania wants everybody to have an understanding for. Now, I'm going to go over your notes slowly, and this is what your kids have in their notebooks also, in their Chromebooks also. So if I go too fast, keep in mind your kids also have a copy of this. Now, moms and dads at home, if I go too fast, you can always hit the pause button on the video or rewind me and we can go from there. All right, very first thing is that anytime there's a new chapter, moms and dads, it's going to be in red. And so this is the top 10 possible emergencies for the state of Pennsylvania. Now, if you notice, everything is in red. So everything is going to be in red or black. Black means it's just the everyday type that we use. If you see something in a purple, like so, that means that is going to be on a quiz or a test. So one quiz question could be as simple as how many possible emergencies are there in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania? Don't say 9, don't say 8, don't say 7, say 10. Write down 10. How do you know 10? I've told you. And moms and dads, it's right here on our notes. All right, so here are the 10s. Fires is a 10. It could either be a house fire or a forest fire. Flooding, moms and dads, everyone needs to worry about flooding. Last couple years, we've had some tremendous floods in southwest Pennsylvania and the rest of the country. Winter storms. Knock on wood, we should have a good winter, but still we have to be prepared. Moms and dads, you all know those icy days where you have those ice storms, so we need to be prepared for those. Tropical storms, tornadoes, and thunderstorms. Obviously, we're not going to get hit by the waves from the ocean, but we do get hammered by the rain from tropical storms. Obviously, tornadoes and the damage that thunderstorms can do. I believe it was this summer that a couple storms came through, and actually my neighborhood was out of power for 5 days, but the Andersons weren't, because I'm a weather freak, as my wife likes to call me. We have 5 generators, so I had my whole entire neighborhood going. Obviously, flu pandemic, hazardous materials. It's one that they're around us every day, but we need to be prepared for those. Earthquakes and landslides, nuclear threats. The kids love saying damn failures. I always say you can say damn, but the word failure's got to come after it pretty quickly. And unfortunately, terrorism. So terrorism, we're not going to talk on too much. I don't want to freak anybody out, but in the handbook, those are possible emergencies that we have to be ready for. So going down to our first topic, flooding. Oh my goodness, look at this. This is in purple. Flooding is the most common natural disaster in Pennsylvania. Now, at one time, this was in black, but I told all the kids you definitely have to know it, so then it goes over to the color of purple. I choose to use purple. Your sons and daughters might choose another color, but purple is the easiest one to go with. All right. So that's definitely going to be on the test. Next thing, some floods start slowly after a long period of rain or if warm air follows a heavy snowfall. Obviously, everyone is aware that we get a whole bunch of rain in a short amount of time, it can cause flooding. Also, if we have a whole bunch of snow, then it melts because you have some rainfall afterwards. You can have flooding. A lot of times, this is also associated with ice jams on the rivers, right? Floods can happen very quickly. Moms and dads, if you remember, I'm getting old, maybe about 5-6 years ago, when the trolley Stop Bar and Restaurant right over here in Bethel Park flooded. That was flash floods. That creek swelled up, and that whole entire area on 88 was underwater in a matter of moments. Notice, moms and dads, it's in purple, so you better know it, kids. No matter where you live, you should always be ready for a flood, especially now. Things that you should have ready, and we'll go over that later in the chapter. You should have your ID separate. You should have a set of car keys ready to go. And I always tell my son, this is one that people don't really think about. Make sure you have at least a half a tank of gas in your car at all times. No matter where you are, you should always have a half a tank of gas in your car. Next one is fires. Obviously, these can be wildfires or house fires. The top reason people die in fires is not from burning; it's from smoke inhalation. That is definitely in the test, breathing in smoke. How do you know it's in the test? Because it's in the color of purple. Also, moms and dads, we started embedding notes and pictures into our notes, and that's why you see these. Now, your pictures for your sons and daughters' notes are probably different than mine, but they understand that concept. Fires can spread quickly, that they become life-threatening in 2 minutes and can destroy a home in as little as 5. As I always tell the kids, make sure they have a fire extinguisher in their kitchen. Especially now they're getting a little bit older and they're learning how to cook. Make sure that they have a fire extinguisher in the kitchen area. Winter storms are known as deceptive killers. You know what? I know this is on, so I'm going to put this all in purple. Winter storms are known as deceptive killers. Just because you have a winter storm, people won't die from the storm, but they'll die from icy roads or if the power goes out. So they're known as deceptive killers in the weather community. These are people involved in accidents during icy roads. I joked around and said this was Mrs. Lauritzen trying to get home quickly, and she had an accident, but in all seriousness, you drive safely on your icy roads in the wintertime. Another major danger with winter storms is they can knock out power. Those power lines get covered with ice and they can easily fall down. If you remember, it might have been close to 6-7 years ago when the state of Texas, Houston, Texas, had a lot of problems with their power. They were below freezing for 7 or 8 days, and a lot of people died because all their power got knocked out. These are these ice storms that cause a lot of damage. Okay, people suffer from hypothermia. What is hypothermia? That is low body temperature. We talked about this, moms and dads, when your hands get cold and they start to tingle, that's the first onset of hypothermia. Little hunter trick, if you have like the old man t-shirts with a pocket that goes over your heart, if you get those little hand warmers, break those up, stuff those over top of your heart. That keeps your heart warm. That keeps your blood pumping to your extremities, either on your feet or your toes. That's an old hunter trick. Or if you're going to Steeler games here shortly in the wintertime. And moms and dads, it's in purple. Tropical storms, thunderstorms, tornadoes can cause a lot of damage and various weather and are very dangerous weather emergencies. Violent tornadoes can happen suddenly without warning. Notice that is in purple. Sometimes you don't see the funnel cloud until it shows up. If you remember, I'm at the middle school now, looking through my window. Up over the hill is Trax Farm. A little bit further down the road is Finleyville, and there's been 2 or 3 tornadoes that have come right down that alleyway in the last 4 or 5 years. So it's something that people in Pennsylvania have to be more aware of, is tornado safety, especially in southwestern Pennsylvania. All right, dangerous lightning brings thunderstorms brings dangerous lightning, one of the most deadliest causes of weather-related deaths in the U.S. All right, I know that's definitely on a test. How do I know? Purple. Flu pandemics and flu are spread by sick people coughing, sneezing, achoo, or touching surfaces like doorknobs, elevator buttons, and water fountains. Moms and dads, you would be surprised, and probably ashamed of how many kids go to lunch without washing their hands. I walk them down. I encourage them to wash their hands, but they don't. Feeling pandemics will change the course of our everyday lives, including school, workplaces, transportation, and other public services. All you have to realize is when we had COVID, how everyone's life changed because of that illness. Hazardous materials or chemicals, liquids, and gases. This is the one that we have to be aware of. There's that, I hear it over at the house. At night, there's those 4 trains that come down the tracks behind Walmart. They come on the backside of South Park. Those trains are full of chemicals. If they do rupture or leak, it could cause a major hazardous material situation. And how do they get these hazardous materials get transported on our roads, our railroads, oceans, rivers, and pipelines? Let's go on down. Landslides and earthquakes. Landslides and earthquakes are destructive natural disasters. Down on this one, we even started embedding videos. I'm not going to hit it, but in your kids' notes, they have them. The last Pittsburgh earthquake was June 19th, 2025. Yes, at the start of summer, that's when we had a small earthquake in the city of Pittsburgh. An earthquake is a sudden, fast shaking of planet Earth. Hang on, Moms and Dad, I'm just checking the time. We're in good shape. During landslides, large amounts of rock, dirt, move down a hill or a mountain. Now, I had a longer definition, but I just made it short and sweet for the kids. Landslides can start by, this is definitely on the test. 4 ways landslides start. Not 3, not 2, not 5, not 8, 4 ways. By storms, earthquakes, fires, construction. Now, you're going to say fires because when you have a whole bunch of ash and a whole bunch of a section of the mountain burned, there's a whole bunch of ash left over, and when it rains, all that comes down a hill and becomes an ugly, ugly mess. Landslides can happen in all 555,000 states. Seriously, they can happen in all 50 states. Nuclear threat. This is pretty interesting how it's changed from when I was a kid, because all we had when I was a kid is Russia's going to attack us, and that's the type of nuclear problems that we worried about. But this is how nuclear power is made. If there was a problem with the reactor. If moms and dads, if you're old enough, you might remember 3 Mile Island. If not, I'm sure your granddads, your grandparents do, or I guess it would be your parents and the kids' grandparents, is south of Harrisburg. We had 3 Mile Island, which was a power plant. The reactor overheated and they had to shut it down, and some radiation was lost. Not all of it, but some of it. So make sure that you know that nuclear power is power used by water, which is turned into steam, which then makes electricity. And any accident at a nuclear power plant will release radiation, which could affect your health and safety and can end up in cancer. This is the last one that we left off on. Beaver Valley is the closest nuclear power plant. It's about 40 miles from South Park. If you go around the river, around the airport, down 376, you're going to pass the river right where they have that huge Shell plastic plant. And over the hillside, you can actually see the Beaver Valley Nuclear Reactor. Beaver Valley Nuclear Reactor. And that's where we left off. So they might have a quiz on on Friday. It's on the information that we covered right now. So everyone should be ready to go. All right, listen, if you need me, give me a call or email me. Give me a call, 412-655-31111 and extension 3105. That brings you to the middle school. Then they buzz me down. I pick up the phone and I can talk to you. All right. If you need me, I'm here. Stay out of trouble. Bye, everybody.